Yo guys, welcome to The Last Lap. Don't forget to drop a lovely, juicy 5-star rating if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Hope you enjoy, and let's get into it. Right, boys, let's talk a bit of evergreen stuff here. Liveries. There's been some all right ones this year, but let's talk all time.
All-time greats.
I want to get
looking cars.
I want to get like a collective last lap top 5 liveries of all time. So I want to. We'll just chat openly. Okay.
Yeah.
Chat in the comments as well. Your suggestions, and then we'll put a 5 together at the end, and we'll definitely all agree.
Yeah.
I want to put an early mention for the 2018-19 Toro Rosso.
Oh, the blue one.
With the
blue
blue
one.
Yeah.
with the red
Little bit of
stripe on
silver.
the side.
That's probably the best Toro Rosso.
That's like
that's
a
before they
modern
made it
classic.
AlphaTauri, and I was like, that's
Yeah,
the one.
man.
That was the one. You had the livery there.
And then they turned
Changed
it into a
everything.
fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
They just ruined it. So
Yeah.
for me, that's and maybe it's a bit of Al bias. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
But the shiny, like even the shiny Red Bull that they had, the text on that for me was a bit of a corker. Any other ones coming to mind?
I'm a bit of a. It's a bit of a obvious one, really. But I am a Marlboro McLaren man. You know, they're like white and red.
Heart.
Yeah, I want heart, man. Plus, we all complain about, the Red Bull looks the same every year. Fam, that McLaren the same for 25 years, bro. And our ancestors
It's
were
true,
blessed.
you know.
They were like,
true.
It's
so
new.
true. It's
My
so true.
God, it's a different shape. And like, now we're getting bored.
Twitter didn't exist back
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's fine, man. But that is just iconic. I think in terms of
It is
like
iconic.
all-time iconic F1 liveries, I think that's
I
for
think
me.
that's
That's
number
number
one.
one.
I think that's number one.
Is it best looking? I don't know.
Oh,
But iconic.
number one.
For me,
I think it's I think just because of how dominant. Sorry,
No, you.
just because of how dominant like it was with the Prost Senna years.
Yeah.
I think that kind of solidifies. I think when everyone thinks of that car, I think they think of those 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But like
Them dons.
like you say, like it's such an iconic livery. That I do think it's, especially with the older heads. I think they think that is one of the most beautiful. I think Martin Brundle drove it once, and he was like, he's always wanted to drive this car.
Yeah. Just because of how it looked.
Yeah,
Mad.
exactly. I think he drove it in Brazil actually. So yeah.
Cam, what comes to mind?
I don't really think it's probably classed as iconic, but just because of what it looks like, I'm pretty sure it was a Racing Point pink one.
Yeah.
Was it? Was it?
Yeah, it'll be racing.
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Force
The
India? Was it
pink-
Force India
was it
pink as
Force
well?
India?
or-
Force India was like the pink
Force India went
Mercedes.
pink, and then it was racing point.
Yeah,
and then-
yeah.
I remember seeing that and thinking, fuck, I love like bright colours. Like at the minute,
Yeah.
I've got the Alpine pink one, but I just love, because I just feel like it just stands out. Or
Yeah.
like any blacked out Mercedes one, I just think looks
Stealthy Mercedes.
stealthy, like looks like
yeah.
a Batmobile.
Yeah, it looks evil.
Yeah, like
it looks like a villain.
Yeah.
of
I'll
a
tell you
car.
what, right? Part of when you actually look at the numbers, relative Mercedes aren't doing that much better than they were this time last year. But that black Mercedes looks infinitely better than that car last year.
Yeah.
Remember on Drive to Survive when they're
Yeah.
all like rinsing George because the car looks shit?
Yeah.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
Was it Vettel was like, it looks like you've dropped dough. Which is like a really weird cuss. Like a little weird insult.
But like accurate at the same time.
But like George was like, oh, it looks fast. And everyone's like, ah.
Did it?
But that
no.
Mercedes,
Yeah.
which year was it? Was it 2021?
2020.
Or
So
2020.
the W11, like, so I was going to say like the W11, I've got a couple, like, from my childhood, like the Jordan B&H, like yellow.
Yeah.
Like I
yeah.
grew up.
Benson and Hedge.
It
Yeah.
had like a little fucking dragon.
Yeah, what was
like
the
a
thing on the
snake or
front,
something
bruv?
on the
Like,
thing
yeah,
on the front.
yeah, like a
That
little
was crazy.
snake thing on the front.
They
Like,
had to, they had to do that because of gambling laws, I think. That's
Ah.
like swap
Oh,
it
really?
out.
Yeah.
really. Because like Alfa Romeo this weekend couldn't run steak on the car. That's run kick instead.
Yeah.
Because of gambling laws in Australia. So
Yeah.
sometimes teams have to change because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like that was one of the first liveries. Where I was like, I like this livery, and they also had like the before that, like the blue and green one. I think the one Schumacher raced in.
What, 7 Up?
Yeah, the 7 Up
Jordan,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
Just ones that are different, isn't it?
So
You just,
different,
like,
so different.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I think a good sponsor goes a long way as well, and
Yeah.
that's what you're about to show as well.
Well, this might not have heard of this. It's the Simtech MTV, which I believe was the car that the what was it in the weekend that Senna passed away.
Roland Ratzenberger.
Ratzenberger, yeah. I
Yeah.
think he was driving this car.
Yeah.
Purple MTV branding.
Sponsored by MTV. 's just
Look
cool.
at that absolute cool.
That's
That is a
old-
beautiful car.
That was like 90s as well. So that's original MTV.
even the
like,
helmet goes with it.
Yeah,
just like,
yeah, that's really cool.
that is hard.
bold and bright.
That's
There was some
tremendous.
really good when you look at back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, you had some like mad sponsors
Yeah,
as well.
well, Jaguar was cool. I love the Jaguar.
Remember Durex?
Durex?
Before I like, yeah, Durex sponsored like in the
Yeah.
80s. I drove it around Buckmore Park as
To
well.
be fair, if you rub,
mad.
if you put like lube on the car, the aerodynamic,
I'll
it's
tell
just
you what,
rubbing the car. Lube.
slippery in a straight line, mate.
This guy's
Honestly.
in 2054. Like,
Everyone else paying trackers.
You won't be able to see the sponsors because of the.
yeah.
You said about Mercedes that I think the 2019 Mercedes is my favourite
The
Mercedes.
silver one.
Yeah, W10.
Oh, yeah.
And like, you know what? They've always had
Beautiful
gorgeous
car.
cars.
Yeah,
Beautiful car.
I think
But
like
last year was dead.
sorry, last year was not great.
Shocker.
19 was.
But I think like with 2020, for me, like not to get deep, but it was like pretty cool that the reason they went to black was because of like the civil rights and like Lewis kind of stepping into his like Black Lives Matter stuff and they like their commitment to diversity. So for them to like basically, you know, they were going to go into the season with a silver car and then they were like, we're changing the car to black. So no one
Yeah.
really expected it. And then it showed up in Australia.
And
in
it looked
Austria,
amazing.
And it just looked
Yeah.
unreal. Like,
Yeah.
Because they did run that car. I've seen images of that 2020 car with the silver livery on.
Yeah. I think because you know what
I mean,
happened.
like testing.
I think it was
testing. I
testing
think
because
they
you
did
know what
testing,
happened.
yeah.
It was 2020. We all went to Australia,
Oh, of course.
and then Australia they cancelled it like at Australia, and then we didn't come back until Austria. And then in Austria, by the time they're like, we're going to run the car in black, and it was just like, and I think that's when we saw DAS for the first time as well. So it was like, we've got this Batmobile black car. It's got the wheel that kind of comes in and out. Like, this car is like
Yeah,
a
fact,
minute
yeah.
quicker than it. Like, it was
Guns
honestly.
on it.
Like,
Yeah,
literally,
yeah,
like, honestly. It was like, honestly, like.
This is like watching your dad talk about the glory days.
Yeah, no,
Formula Two.
yeah. Back in my day, it used to be a proper country. So, no, for me, yeah, like W11 is probably my favourite ever livery.
There's
But-
meaning
That's a
to
good
it as
one.
well, which is
Yeah, it
which is
has a
nice.
meaning to it.
It's an
but
extra
it-
little level that you don't typically.
yeah,
get.
exactly. But there's, I mean,
That you don't get with a pink car.
No,
no,
My niche
also,
one.
the meaning.
Sorry,
Mr.
my-
Blobby.
Way! My niche one is just orange arrows because it's orange and it stood out as well.
Oh,
I was just like,
arrows.
it was just iconic.
yeah.
Orange Wednesdays as well.
Orange Wednesday.
Orange Wednesdays. You go cinema, innit?
Unreal.
Oh, that's meaning.
That
see?
was so,
Yeah, exactly.
that was so good.
Flipping heck.
I remember
Cheap
you,
cinematic.
Black Lives Matter. Orange
Yeah,
Wednesdays.
yeah.
Sorry.
look, cinema is important.
Cinema is important as well.
That is art.
Yeah, fact.
That is culture.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other ones we Williams, Canon Williams.
Okay, yeah.
From back in the
day.
early 90s. The JPS, although Rich Energy kind of ruined that.
What are your thoughts on matte Ferraris? Do you know?
The OG one.
Last year's Ferrari was so much better than this year's.
I think last year's Ferrari is one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I think seeing that bodywork for the first time, plus the color in it, I was just
It
like,
looked fast, didn't it?
That
I
was
maintain that certain cars look fast and certain cars look slow.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Sure,
this year's AlphaTauri looks shit. Therefore, it is shit.
Yeah.
Whereas last year's Ferrari came out the box and I was like, that looks leng.
Yeah.
That's going to be a quick car.
Do you reckon the drivers would think that as well? Like when they first look at it and go, oh, it's going to be a rough season.
Yeah. They just see it, it's a square, and they're like, oh, Jesus Christ.
This is exactly the same as the show car. Yeah. Like, no actual aero on it. What
It's
the
just
fuck's
half of
happened
it's
there?
green, half of it's orange. It's like, oh, God.
Let's go for like have we got a number one? What are our number ones? Let's try and come up with a
think
consensus.
Is it W11?
Yeah, that Mercedes might honestly be like one of.
I feel like between I wasn't even saying McLaren. Like, I feel like
Vodafone McLaren. That's just
that
iconic.
was-
yeah,
but
like the silver out,
McLaren,
right?
yeah.
That is good. I don't know, Tommy, what's your first? Because you're like the livery guy.
Yeah, you're actually qualified.
So,
Yeah.
what? Again, it's like what makes a good livery is it stands out. The sponsors are legible. It's on a car that's been performing at the top.
Yeah.
So it has that,
Yeah.
legacy to it.
Yeah.
And I think the car that does that best is the Canon Williams, like FW14.
Okay, nice.
That kind of, because it had
When was that? Was that
different
like
colours.
Damon Hill?
That was like Mansell.
Oh, yeah, Mansell.
Like when Prost came back.
Okay.
93, like
Yeah.
it was that kind of era, and you've got all them different colours. It won a championship. You've got all them different sponsors that
Where it comes
each,
together.
you Camel, you had Canon, you had the blue of Williams. Like for me, and the car just itself is stunning.
Yeah.
and it's massive as well. I've seen it in person. It's huge. Like you compare that to like the early 2000 cars. Early 2000 cars are tiny.
A little box.
And so for me, that is the best livery of all time for me, because it just does. I love the way it looks, just for my taste, but also I think it does all the job that a livery should do. Like for example, the West McLaren, I love that one because that's the first one I saw. Mecca Hackman days.
I forgot about that one.
The West
And they
McLaren
had the
is-
names on the side.
Yeah,
They were like, oh
It's
yeah.
like Mika and
Mika drives this one, lads. Don't worry about it. You're not forgetting it. Or just slap his name
Which
on
one's
it.
have to worry
mine? It's
then.
got my name on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me that's the best one. For me, that's the best one.
Does it make a livery better if they had a good season in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes it more memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Just
definitely.
up you are low.
Unless it's endearingly shit.
Yeah.
It's got to be one or the other. If it's in the middle, if it was a mid-table team, it's kind of like, can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But if it's like a shit box, but it looked sick, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're at
'Cause,
least onto something here.
Yeah.
lads. The car might be terrible, but
Yeah, for
the
example,
art department raised.
Yeah.
like the pink Mercedes, like the pink Racing Point slash, like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Like if it was pink and shit, like we might just, it would be like a laughable thing. But
Yeah,
the fact that like they were literally like the third best car on the grid, Checo won a race, Lance got a pole position. Like it was actually like a legendary kind of livery and a
For them,
legendary
yeah,
car
for that team,
for that
yeah.
team. Like it was really good. So I think it does. Like I think if a car looks good, but it's like I say, it depends how bad it is. Like
Yeah.
if they're laughably bad,
Then it might
then,
be- it might-
then it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
cult
yeah.
status. But
Yeah.
if it's like just middle of the pack,
Like McLaren 2017, where it's just an orange car.
Jesus
With
Christ.
like
That
one,
might be the worst car of all time, honestly. That was
it's
shit.
just one colour.
Fucking
and now
hell.
it's got like 49 sponsors now. I think
Yeah.
they've got one.
9G.
Next
Like
up,
by
big
far and away.
50, big 5-0.
Big 5 vote.
Big
Big
five.
Z. It said B.
You
Said BZ.
you can have you can have too many sponsors on the car as well.
can,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then they just all like blend into each other and they lose their like.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely like the sponsors paying are going, oh, I don't want to be the 50th.
Yeah, you're right.
true.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like sponsors will literally. Well, when I
it
went
was
to
just
McLaren
too
and
much
did my
competition,
redesign video, they were like like all the sponsors. You don't want to be too close to other brands because you want. Obviously, you're only interested in sponsoring how your brand looks on the car.
But that's why they've got the thing where it's like a display.
Tablets, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's not
That's mental.
like that is, but it's really innovative.
Is that
and
the
it's
future?
Like,
Yeah.
That is the future. Like, why not have 50 if you only have to show 25 at a time? Like,
Or like
do you know what I
on
mean?
pit stops, you show certain
Yeah,
brands.
exactly.
Oh,
right.
God.
Like it's like look,
I don't know if I can- I
look.
don't know if I can be
If
bothered.
I've got an Alexa in my fucking house, and if I mention like. I mentioned bin stickers once, and then I had like adverts for bin stickers on my phone. And I said, you know what, Alexa, you're going off. Like, it's enough. Like, iPhone's
gotta
going off.
stop.
Like,
That's
stop.
so niche.
Like,
Yeah, it
it's
is,
so,
yeah.
like, I just couldn't, like, you are spying on me. Anyway,
Imagine if they were the 50th. McLaren sponsor.
Binstickers.org.
my choice, I would say second after that is probably McLaren.
Which one?
The
Marlboro
The
one.
Marlboro, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Marlboro McLaren. Also for Senna as well. I think like if you think of if you think of Ayrton Senna, you think of the
think of
McLaren.
car,
Yeah.
Max,
So I think
And
I
that,
would put that.
that's beautifully simple.
Yes.
Like fundamentally,
Red,
it's a
white.
white car.
Yeah.
With a bit of red on.
Yeah.
That's literally it. But
it's like super branding. Like that is because that was the Marlboro branding. It was literally like
Yeah.
that is
no
more. So
triangle.
I think
Illuminati confirmed.
I'd say.
I saw that.
Third. Do we have a third favourite?
I want to say what W11.
Can we
Yeah, I
start?
was going to say W11.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
I hear that.
settle on that then.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Boom. Let us know what you think in the comments
Jaguar
below.
fourth.
Are we washed? Oh, nah.
Nah. Facts. Maybe fifth.
That's a good top three.
That's do that. I think that's strong. That's strong. Plus Williams, McLaren, and Mercedes in it. Superpowers.
Yeah.
Of the sport.
Yeah.
Facts. I think we've done well there.
Red Bull fuming.
For what?
Yeah,